It's an awesome event. We have a lot of alumni here, and it's, to me, really important for us as a university to engage the alumni in different parts of the state, and we have probably as many alumni in Fort Wayne as anywhere in the state, so it's always fun being here.
How's your golf game?
My golf game is terrible. I took my clubs out of the garage this morning, and the last time I'd had them out was this time a year ago, so I had to shake off the cobwebs, but I have a couple good golfers in my group, so I know my score will be okay.
Let's talk about some of the Fort Wayne guys, or Northeast Indiana guys, who are going to hopefully make an impact with your team. Let's start with the senior, Kyle Mallers. What have you seen from him kind of since the end of the season? What do you expect from him coming up?
I couldn't say enough good things about Kyle. He's been a 2-year starter for us and been a good player for 3 years. And on top of that, in 3 years he earned his bachelor's degree in business. He's working on his master's this year. He'll be a captain for us, and he's a really critical piece and really a great example for what being a student athlete is about. And we have Bracken Hazen from Columbia City, who is healthy. He was off to a really good start last year. He got hurt for most of the MAC season, but he's healthy again and is having a very good summer, working hard on his game. So excited about what those two can bring.
Yeah, I know that Bracken was a little banged up last year. Did he learn a lot from sitting, you think?
I think he did, but he had redshirted at Arkansas as a freshman, so he's at a stage of his career where what he really needed was playing time. And the one thing you can't simulate is the decision making and the reads that you have to make. And so it wasn't good for him to miss the time, and it wasn't good for our team certainly. But it's life. You got to deal with it. And most importantly, he took the requisite time off. We have a great trainer and really put him in a good position. So he's healthy now and he's completely up to full speed.
And then, of course, you got the freshman Lucas Croft, who went to Northside here in Fort Wayne. Is he a type of player who might be able to make an impact right away?
Yeah, Lucas is really in a good place. He played his high school season this year at Richmond at about 210 pounds, and he's down right now to about 195 at about 6% body fat. Physically, really in good shape, and is a good overall player, but has a specific skill set of as a shooter that we need as a team. He can really spread you out, and he can do a lot more than shoot, but that skill set is something that our team desperately needs. So he's got to get up to speed defensively, which he's working hard at, but I'm confident he can add value to our team.
Anything in particular that you think is really make or break to make your team successful?
Well, a big thing that we have to do better is shoot the basketball. If you looked at our team a year ago, we did a lot of things well. It was, statistically speaking, one of the best defensive teams we've ever had at Ball State. But we really struggled from behind the arc. We were last in the league in three-point percentage. We were last in the league in three-point attempts. And it really allowed people to pack the lane against us and made it hard. And we have to have more balance from behind the arc. And we have six players that are eligible to play this year that weren't a year ago that help bring some of that, and then it's a lot of work. We spent a lot of time this spring and summer and fall and really making sure that we have the ability to shoot shots from behind the arc as well as we do attacking the paint. Better balance, I think, will help us quite a bit.
Glad to be back again, obviously pulling up to the course and remember some of the shots I hit last year, some not so good, but played with a great foursome, and so excited to be back again and just to be around Ball State alums and appreciate their support and passion for our university. It's a great place.
How would you rate your golf game?
Not good. I like to play, but it's one of those you get frustrated because too stubborn to go out and work on my short game and know that really is ultimately what matters, to shoot a good score, is to hit some of those short shots that are tricky and putt. But I love to play nonetheless and excited to be out.
Hey, you look at the schedule, 65 days so you meet IU down at Lucas Oil Stadium.
It seemed like at the end of last year that it was going to be forever, and it's hard to believe that here we are almost a month away from the start of training camp when we report, and there's a lot of optimism in our place. And last couple of years we've been off to an optimistic start at the beginning of the season, and then things didn't go the way that we all planned. But I feel very confident in our football team. We've worked hard since the start of the off-season program. We've had a great spring, transition that into the summer, and it's all about the players. And I feel very confident going into a season where we return the most experience, where we return a significant number of starters. And so, what we've been through the last couple of years, I firmly believe will pay off for us, and I believe in our kids.
Obviously, the quarterback position you've probably gotten a lot of questions already about with Riley no longer there. I guess who are some of the guys that are in the mix there for
And
you?
that's certainly understandable. Obviously you don't want to see anybody leave, but I also wish those guys the best. But as a staff, you also recruit and try to develop young men, at all positions. And we all believe in Drew Plitt. Drew's played a lot of snaps for us last year and the year before that. He's gone through a lot of growing pains, but Drew had a great spring. The team believes in him. I think his leadership ability has certainly been noticed, and I've appreciated that here during the offseason, and I'm excited. I know he's excited to have the opportunity to lead the team as we start training camp and go into the season, and I'm excited because I believe in this football team and I believe what we're about to do.
What do you feel like Drew brings to the table as a quarterback in general?
I think the biggest asset that he has is he processes so quickly at the line of scrimmage. So when you're seeing a defense, he can recognize defense very quickly. He's very confident at the line of scrimmage. So if you don't have a perfect play called, Drew's one of those guys that has no problem maybe making a hand signal or adjusting a protection to make sure that we get the optimal look. And that's the one thing about him that that showed up every day of spring practice. How quick that he was able to make decisions and how quick he processes, and has a great understanding of the offense. And I think his leadership ability and the intangible piece of it that goes along with that position are certainly things that you would put in a strength column for him.
Obviously, one of the guys that'll be playing in front of Drew this year, local kid Curtis Blackwell. I guess how have you seen him develop in his years with you, and what are your expectations for him this season?
Yeah, it's amazing what Curtis has done since he was a freshman at our place. I always said it's tough to play as a freshman in the trenches because there's just so much happening. There's a lot of moving parts. You're going against bigger guys than you've ever gone against, and here's Curtis now 2 years into his college career, and he's really becoming a man, to be honest with you. And I'm excited because to see him and Danny Penner play next to each other on the right side of the line of scrimmage is that's a huge plus for the Ball State Cardinals. And Curtis is capable of the sky's the limit for him. And there's no better guy in terms of character, work ethic, academic performance. Everything that you ask for out of a young man is certainly something that Curtis Blackwell possesses. And I'm excited because he had a great spring. We had a new offensive line coach in Colin Johnson, and he's adapted and adjusted to Colin's coaching style very well. And he had a great spring.
Last one for me. Obviously, you had a community service event this morning, and now this event today. How important is it just to be able to connect with alumni? And obviously, this event raises scholarship money for kids from this area.
Yeah, and can't thank all those involved in putting this outing on, and for the alums to come and be a part of this, because it's very much appreciated, not only as a football coach but being a former alum myself. And I can't thank and having an opportunity to come out and do this. What a great opportunity for me to be able to say thank you to those that support us. But this morning was great being a part of the Second Harvest Food Bank this morning, and then also we had a Squat for Riley event with our kids trying to raise money to give to such a great cause. So that's awesome. There's not enough time in the day to do all the things you'd love to do, but it's great to be here, and hopefully I can contribute a couple shots to my team.